Good morning, students. Today we are going to talk on another interesting topic titled semi-formal letter. Semi-formal letter. If actually you remembered in your junior secondary, you were taught the different types of letters, maybe at the lower level. Is that not? Today we are taking a part of what you've been taught in your junior secondary, which is a semi-formal letter. Please pay attention so that you'll be able to distinguish between what we're about to learn and the other types of letters. Is that clear? All right, having said that, we get into the business of the day. The next thing you ask yourself, what do I, or what is it that is expected of us to learn by the end of this lesson? And it is expected that by the end of this lesson, if actually you've been paying attention, one, you should define a semi-formal letter. Two, you list the characteristics features of a semi-formal letter. Three, you distinguish between semi-formal letter and the informal letter. Is that clear? And then, the last but not the least, you should at least be boastful of writing any topic given to you under this particular topic. And our references from our usual New Concept English, Senior Secondary Book 1, by Joy Yisi and Ethel, pages 105 to 107. The next thing is, what do we mean by formal letter? As I said before, we have three types of letters. We have the formal, you have the semi-formal, you have the informal. When we talk about semi-formal letters, or letters, semi-formal letters are letters we write to our adult friends, relations, or adults of good social standing known to us. Or you can just zero it yourself, a letter we write to our adult friends. In other words, they are letters written to those who are senior to us, either in position or age. That's why I gave you the summary. It's a letter we write to our adult friend. Either friends to your mom, friends to your dad, your aunties, your uncles, and what have you. Is that clear? Let me take it again. I said semi-formal letter or letters are letters we write to our adult friends, relations, or adults of good social standing known to us. In other words, they are letters written to those who are senior to us, either in position or age. Remember your headmistress, remember your headmaster, remember your principal, all are under this. Is that taken? All right, let's move further. Semi-formal letters are neither too formal nor informal. It is in between the two, having some features of each in common. Are we there? Having mentioned or defined what we mean by semi-formal letter, a letter to adult friends or relations, people that has something to say in the society, important personalities. All right, having defined what we mean by semi-formal letter or letters, let's look at the examples. Some semi-formal letters include letters to friends of one's parents, letters to a distant relation, letters to one's pastor or imam, a letter to your aunt seeking her advice about whether you should marry now or later, a letter to your former principal or headmaster. Is that clear? All right. Having mentioned examples of semi-formal letters, let's now look at the features of semi-formal letter. Remember, we are still dealing with semi-formal letter, which we said is a letter to our adult friend, relations, reputable member of the society. Are we there? Okay. We said that one of the features of semi-formal letter is that, like the informal letter, a semi-formal letter has only one address. That is the address of the writer, written at the top right-hand corner of the writing sheet. Wherever you are, if you open your notes, it could serve as your own writing sheet. Just look by your right-hand side as usual. You pencil your address if you have to write to anyone. The second, the recipient's address is not included. If you have listened to yourself in your junior secondary while your teacher or the teachers that taught you in the course of your junior secondary, when they were talking about formal letter, you find out that formal letter is having two addresses: the address of the writer and the address of the recipient. But in semi-formal letter, we do not have a thing like that. That's why Auntie said the recipient's address is not there, is not included. It is just the address of you that is doing what? Writing. The third feature is what? The tone of the letter must show some respect. Of course, as an adult friend, there is no way you address that person as your co-mate. He is not your mate. Therefore, when you are writing such a letter, you must pick your words. Make sure that it is respectful enough to address whoever you are writing to. The fourth one, the date must be written in full. Please, students, at this point, you are always a defaulter. You write your date just as it pleases you, please. It is not so. Look at your screen very well and see how 2nd August 2011 was written. Avoid such dates as 2-8-2011 or 2/8/11. That is rubbish. If I am to mark your work and you give me the address of your semi-formal letter, your date of semi-formal letter in this form, I will just give you 0. Simple, and throw your paper away. Therefore, please learn the standard way of writing our date. The fourth feature of a semi-formal letter, the fifth feature, sorry, avoid the use of jokes and the slang expression. Please, as far as it is a letter you write to your adult friend, somebody that is outstanding in the society, renowned person, please, all those of your personal jokes and slangs, pocket them while you involve yourself in this kind of write-up. Use the official language that you know, and do what? Address whoever that you are writing, irrespective of how close the person is to you. Is that taken? Fine. The sixth feature, the following salutation or greetings should be used when writing your semi-formal letter. That is, if you remember very well, the side where we called your greeting or your salutation in your junior secondary. Did you remember that? Yes. Your left-hand side of the writing material, where you write your greeting or your salutation. That's where you have these words, dear sir, or dear lady Obi, dear Chief Oko, dear Mrs. Ibe, dear Mr. Benga, dear Dr. Aliyu, dear Uncle Joe, dear Aunt Mabel, dear Mr. and Mrs. Okafor, etc. and so many. what is important is once you're able to learn how to address one person, you have already learned how to address whoever that you feel like writing to. Is that clear? The 7th point, the language must be formal, avoiding all forms of informal expressions such as you've and I'll, no. Please learn to write in full all these words so that the person will actually know that you are literate, not an illiterate person writing to somebody like that. And the respect will equally be there. Is that taken? Stop your phone writing. Short forms is not important, please. Number 8, the body of the letter must be carefully organized, flowing smoothly from the first paragraph to the last. Please do not at this point think you are chatting with your mate. Anytime you remember anything to write, you start scrambling. No. As usual, since it's a part of writing, learn to do your normal thinking, which is brainstorming. In the course of doing that, make sure you organize your points in the order of preference, in the order of importance, so that one after the other, you will know where the introduction will be, the point that will take the next paragraph, the point that would take the 3rd paragraph, and eventually conclusion, so that your work will not look as if to say, whoever you are writing to, you are insulting the person. Is that clear? 9, the complementary closure is usually yours sincerely. Students, you are all defaulters when it comes to subscription in all the forms of letter writing. Take your time to do what? Master at this level how to close any letter, be it formal letter, be it informal letter, be it a semi-formal letter. As we are studying semi-formal letter, remember, you close a semi-formal letter by simply signing off, writing yours sincerely. And remember, the Y in yours must be written, only that Y must be written in capital letter. While the S in sincerely should be written in a small letter. Is that clear? Please learn it. Then write your full name. If your name is Uche Amadi, beautiful. If your name is Ado Keke, beautiful. Whichever. What is important is that yours sincerely is properly written. Then your name will be beneath it. But what betide you if you want to write your name, you now tell us the U in your Uche will be small letter and your U in Amadi small letter. In short, we will demote you automatically because you do not know how to make use of your capital letter. So be very careful whenever you are involved in any write-up. Is that clear? All your names must be in capital letter. Is that clear? The 10th, the writer's name does not go above the writer's address. The writer's name does not go above the writer's address. Some of you, when you are addressing your mail, you will keep fighting this particular point. The writer's name does not do what? Go above the writer's address. Do we get it now? So that your writing material should explain this when we get to our format, but have it at the back of your mind. The writer's name does not go above the writer's address. Is that clear? Now, having studied the whole thing we need, or things that we need to know about semi-formal letter, let's now practice. But before we start, it's very simple. As a part of writing, always remember that we do not have one-way format of writing a semi-formal letter. What is important here is, who are you writing to? what do they want you to write? The format you're seeing here is just a guide. But the body, you are the one to produce what should be here, because we have various letters under this format, which I have given you in the course of studying examples of a semi-formal letter. Whoever you are writing and what you are asked to write determines what you are going to pencil down in the body of your letter and how many paragraphs it's going to take. Is that clear? Do not ask me, Auntie, you didn't write anything here. Why should I? When I know that what I may write now is not still the same to what you may write tomorrow. What is important is for you to capture the features. Very, very important. And then, on your own, apply what you've been taught by addressing or talking to whoever you are writing to in the manner we have just discussed. Once the features of whatever you want to write is following what we have discussed, you have no problems with your body. Is that clear? Okay, as you have said, of course, your address must be at the top right-hand side of your writing material, which is just what you are doing, what you are seeing. Even if it's in other letters, it's always there. So it's now left for you. But let me remind you, if you're still a student and you're writing something like this, I will always advise you, please stick to your school's address. If you are not Wakadugbe, it's only Wakadugbe that will not stay in the class and listen to their teachers. But if you are always there in the class, by now you might have mastered how to write the address of your school. So simply write the address of your school instead of your home address. It's very important. Then after which, the next line, I don't mean the line where your date stopped. There is another one beneath it. That is where the next one, which is salutation or greeting. Remember, in our features, we said where a semi-formal letter has a address, column for one address. The next one is what? Salutation or greeting. The next one is what? Body of the letter. And of course, subscription, signing out of the letter. Therefore, if you are to write a letter like this, having at the back of your mind that you're writing to your adult friend, write your address very well, including the date. Please, I do not want to see /14//2018. No, you are not in my class. If you're in my class, look at the typical example of what I want you to learn. Immediately after the address comes your salutation, which we call the greeting, or in a more standard form, you say courtesy. You're now in senior secondary, no more junior, where you use salutation or greeting all the time. Here you use what we call the courtesy, respect. That's what it means. There, Dr. Obi, you put your comma. Remember, always have at the back of your mind this comma. If it is not there and you're writing your junior YA or your senior YA, sorry, your examiner will deal with you. So please remember. Then, after this, you now discuss whatever. If it's a letter maybe you're writing to your daddy's friend who sent birthday gift to you. Very simple. Once you finish writing your address and you open your letter by greeting, dear Dr. Obi, simply thank Dr. Obi, dear Dr. Obi. I want to use this letter to thank you for the gift you sent to me through my dad. I pray that God will replenish your purse in a million times. Yours sincerely. There is no one-way traffic to it. All I need to tell you here is your question, the first question staring at your face there determines how the body will look like. Okay? Having discussed all you need at this point to know about semi-formal letter, let me now know whether you've been listening. And that will take us to evaluation. The instruction says, answer true or false in the following questions. Question 1. A semi-formal letter has 2 addresses. Question 2. The language of a semi-formal letter must be official. Question 3. We should not avoid the use of jokes and slangs while writing a semi-formal letter. 4. It is best to write our dates in semi-formal letter in this form. 5. The tone of a semi-formal letter is just like informal letter. 6. A semi-formal letter is a letter written to our adult friends. 7. The complementary closure of a semi-formal letter is just the same as that of an informal letter. Okay, so the first question, a semi-formal letter has 2 addresses. So of course, it's false. Question 2, the language of a semi-formal letter must be official. True. Simple. Question 3, we should not avoid the use of jokes and slangs while writing a semi-formal letter. What do you answer? False. Don't use it. You don't use jokes or slangs, please. You're writing to your adult friend, so you must show respect. Question 4, it is best to write our date in semi-formal letter in this form, 3-8-2016. False. I said it's wrong. Rather, what you're supposed to write is what? 3rd August 2018. Question 5, the tone of a semi-formal letter is just like informal letter. Is that true? No. Informal letter is your everyday conversation with whoever you're writing to. But to semi-formal letter is pure official, my dear. All right. Number 6. A semi-formal letter is a letter written to our adult friend or friends. I'll be echoing it. True is the answer. Question 7. The complementary closure of a semi-formal letter is just the same as that of an informal letter. Complementary closure. Is that not true? When you're subscribing, you're signing off, it's the same thing as that of an informal letter. The answer is true. Yes, it is. Because when you're, if you remember actually your JSS3 or your junior secondary, when you're subscribing in your write of informal letter, you always remember that you write yours sincerely. So when you're writing semi-formal letter, it's equally yours sincerely, and you close whatever you are writing by writing your name beneath it. And remember, your name is an important name, so anyway it appears, it must be written in capital letter, the initial letter. Exactly. Okay, having said that, let's look at the screen. You are seeing homework before you. If you like, be frightened. It's not important. Just encourage yourself that you need to practice. I've given you all you needed, the definition, characteristics, features, examples of a semi-formal letter. I've helped you in answering your questions as well as you're answering. Now, go back to what? To your exercise, to your textbook. You need to practice so that you become perfect. Go to page 106 of your new Concept English Book 1 and work on any of the questions in the exercise there. Please take it seriously. Pick any of the questions there and then use what you've been taught and do what? Practice. Having said that, we'll see you in our next class. Bye.